Hello and welcome to the Brisbane Resources Rising Stars Summer Series, our first From the Helm series for 2025. And what better way to kick it off than with Simon Lawson, the Executive Chairman of Spartan. Now, we've talked a few times over the years, from the Gascoyne days to Spartan days. Simon, what's news?
We're back into our drilling. It's going to be another big year for Spartan, so lots of activity. We're always keeping busy with our rigs, and we're also mining down to over halfway to Never Never now. So that's a big piece of news, and we're on our way.
A long way from where we were last time standing at the pit's edge, so a lot has been done in a very short amount of time. Now let's talk high level. Gold hit $2,900 US yesterday an ounce, something none of us would have predicted. What is driving it in your opinion, and what's the outlook for the gold price?
I think the usual drivers of gold, instability in the globe. There's a lot of stuff going on at the moment. It has been for a while. I think there was some headwinds to the gold price rising. There was a lot of playing with different currencies, but I think now everybody is quite strongly running towards gold because it is seen as a safe haven, as always.
Now, Spartan's share price up 231% over the last year. Bit of a volatile start to this year, but there's nothing going wrong. It's more about what can investors expect over the year to come.
Yeah, look, over Christmas, everything sort of quietens down, and we make a very deliberate strategy to let our guys go and have some time off with their families. That obviously means that we can't deliver drill intercepts as rapidly or as quickly as we had been, but we're back into our work now. And we've got a big year in front of us, 65,000 metres from underground, 20,000 metres from surface, 2 rigs on site now, 3 shortly, and our underground rig starts drilling next week.
So drilling and more drilling in 2025. How are the results looking at Pepper, Never Never? What are we getting?
Yeah, so obviously Pepper and Never Never have been well established for a while. We need to get that drill platform in to get better angles, which is what we've been waiting on. And I know there's a few impatient souls, myself included. We can't wait to get down there and start drilling those really amazing deposits from up close. So that's our sort of key focus. But first off, we'll be drilling West Winds and Four Pillars, which we haven't really talked too much about.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that for a while.
Yeah, so they're part of the old Gilbey's open pit. But what we realised fairly quickly is that there's some high-grade shoots there that we can't get good angles from surface. So they're the first targets we're going to drill.
Straight through the underground.
Four Pillars
already.
and West Winds, correct.
Wow, so
that
very busy
next week.
year. Oh, next week.
Correct.
Impatience is your key.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, you've kicked off 2025 with a bang. You've already had the divestment of lithium rights from Firetail's portfolio. You've had the new drilling program, as we just spoke about, and you've sold the Glenburgh Gold Project and the Mount Edgerton Gold Project to Benz Mining. Among other announcements, I'm just listing the announcements here. Why such a big start to the year, and what were the significance of these announcements?
Well, I think they weren't sort of share price sensitive, obviously. The volatility in our share price is because we haven't been delivering the drill hits like rapidly and quickly as we had previously. What we're doing at the moment is optimising our asset base. So by acquiring the lithium assets back from Firetail, that means that we tidied up that Yalgoo asset. That gives us complete ownership of that area, so we don't have to continue to keep dealing with another third party to be able to do what we need to do down there. The Glenburgh Edgerton asset was non-core. It was one of the original Gascoyne assets. It's over 500 kilometres away from our current plant, and given that we've almost got 3 million ounces at over 5.6 grams a tonne in front of that plant, there's no real reason for us to go 500-600 kilometres to the north. So we wanted to do something else with that asset, and by divesting it to someone else and retaining ownership in that new vehicle, it just gives us great exposure.
Absolutely. Now, we've spoken to you for years, Gascoyne into Spartan, as I mentioned at the start. And now, what are the key upcoming milestones this year towards the feasibility study and then obviously turning back on the mill? Yeah,
well, look, our key focus is getting those drills spinning. But we are doing a study at the moment. There's been a lot of questions, gold prices at record levels.
Like,
when are you going to start producing gold fast, right? We're on the path to do that at the moment, but it doesn't take overnight. So what we're doing is proper study work. We want to get a very robust study done based on the resource that we put out late last year, which gives us, an underground resource of over 9 grams a tonne, which is pretty incredible. 2.3 million ounces of that, almost 3 million ounces, is underground.
You're rewriting high-grade gold.
Correct. So for us, we want to make sure we get that study done properly. And when we put it out, it's robust, and we can have arrows thrown at us and we can answer those questions. So by mid-year, that's what we're going to do. The reserve will come with that, so that's a maiden reserve. We think there's going to be very high conversion because it's a very thick ore body. There's not much in the way of a cut-off when you've got a 20 metre wide system.
It's unheard of.
Yeah,
in this
so that's
day
our
and
time
age.
frame, right?
Yeah.
Because we'll be drilling for the first half of this year flat out, and then we'll be producing this study and these reserves.
And so the question you don't really want to answer, but everyone wants to ask, when are we producing gold?
Yeah, look, it's probably a 24-month.
So we have a time-ish now. I remember when I first started that.
Yeah,
you were
look,
like, "No."
I'm always very hesitant because we need to have a study to prove it.
Yeah,
And we
exactly.
do have compliance where people would say, where did you get that number from?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I can give 24 months as a rough idea. We might do it faster, we might do it slower, but
Yeah.
to me, that's roughly how long it would take to get into production.
Beautiful.
And it's because we need a ball mill.
Yeah.
To get a ball mill of the right size, and we want to make sure it's of a size that allows us some flexibility. We don't want it to be just what we need. We
Yeah.
want it to have some upscale component to it, because the throughput we start with may not be the throughput that we continue to operate
Exactly.
at. It may be higher.
Yeah, so at least you have the option there, and good results coming your way. Simon Lawson from Spartan Resources, thanks for joining us as always.